Tonight,
Do you reckon we should Sorry?
a secret is revealed.
I've had no idea.
Hopefully it all plays out like we've planned in weigh-in.
And the gloves go on
It was about Chris taking all that mental anguish and releasing it physically.
as weigh-in looms.
There's no doubt that this competition gets tougher by the week.
Who will fall below the yellow line next?
Arriving at Camp Biggest Loser today, it's the most important day of the week. It's last chance training. And considering that the last weigh-in came down to a couple of 100 grams separating 4 or 5 couples, every push-up or every crunch that takes place can mean the difference between staying and going home.
The competition's definitely heating up, seeing as there's only 7 couples left. There's only 5 spots above the yellow line. I mean, you've got to work harder and harder each week to be in that 5. Or in that 4, if you like, because Anna and Caitlin have immunity.
So how's everyone feeling about the weigh-in?
It's going to be a tough week.
It was so close last week.
Who is going? Like, who do you reckon's falling under?
Oh,
Probably
Chris and Shannan.
maybe Lisa and Jana.
Yeah. Well, I feel lucky we've got immunity, Caitlin.
Yeah, I reckon.
It'll be a nice security blanket.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we should
Now that Phoebe is Wayne's partner, we thought it was only best to let her in on our secret. I think it's going to blow her away.
We've got an alliance.
They were in an alliance. And I had no idea. Like, absolutely none. Never even had a whiff of it. It's insane.
I know.
So we don't
You're
have...
so sneaky!
Wait.
Wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Now that you're with Wayne,
You're on the alliance.
you're in our alliance.
How many people's in the alliance?
10.
And there's 10 people.
You're the 10th now.
And you had no idea.
We had no idea.
So that's the pink team, the green team, the grey team, the red team, and the yellows. That's just massive.
We've got a name.
You have a name?
Yeah.
We have a name.
We're called
The firm. You might hear a reference to it.
quite a few times.
How long has it been going on for?
Since the start. And we do have rules.
Whoa.
Basically,
Since day 1?
Yeah.
yeah.
That shocked me so much. It's been happening from day 1.
The rules are, if 2 of the firm members fall below the yellow line, then the person who has the lowest percentage
It's gone.
gets home, yeah.
But we've
But-
been having meetings and everything.
He's chairman.
I'm sure Wayne will talk to you further about it, but because he's the chairman of the firm.
He's the chairman.
The chairman.
But you all got names as well.
Yeah, we
Yes,
do.
we've got names.
So you've got
What's your name?
I'm Underground Intelligence.
Security.
espionage.
Opposition spies.
But the rules...
Sneaky people.
Now, we made this firm to go halfway.
Yeah,
So what happens after
Us
halfway?
5 couples are going
We
halfway,
reassess.
then it's over.
yeah.
I'm really glad to be a part of the firm. This is going to be really good for me for longevity in this competition. But I really feel for Jana and Lisa and Chris and Shannan because they've got no idea. I also think they're a high chance of being under the yellow line. And the firm are going to vote Lisa and Jana out next if they're below the line. Lisa and Jana have been really great to me since Jenny has left. And I also think they deserve to stay. I think they've been working ridiculously hard to stay here. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Heading into last chance training, I was feeling like I was about to cop it. My one mission this week was to keep up with Wayne. Unfortunately, this morning, I screwed it up.
All right, nice to see you all in the gym. I knew that Chris hadn't trained this morning. Okay, guys, come in. and I wanted to see what he had to say. Did you have a good week?
Definitely wouldn't say I've had a perfect week. I've had a lot better weeks than what I've had in the past. I probably let myself down this morning and slept in a bit, but I tried to get up and do more this morning than I have any other morning. So I tried to push out at 7 Ks.
Which you didn't get.
Which I did get.
Give me a look at your watch.
My watch wasn't on. My watch
Didn't think
died
so.
this morning.
There's no way, mate. I didn't want to start like this. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt like I have this whole week. Every time I give Chris the benefit of the doubt, he throws it back in my face. You were my project, Chris, this week. You had simple orders.
And I've been working my ass off this week. This morning is the first time this week that I've slept in. And when I stepped foot onto the track was straight after I saw...
It was 10 minutes to 7. Everyone was there, Chris.
Chris started coming up with excuses and it just, you know, started firing up Shannan. And in my mind, I'm like, we've been here before. We know that you've done the wrong thing. And if you've done the wrong thing, just go, yep, I did the wrong thing. Let's just move on. Let's get into it today.
I was on the track at 6:30. And if you want to call me a liar, go ahead, because...
You're a liar. Where are you going?
Chris!
Sit there, look. Listen to him. Listen to him. Today, Chris showed why he hasn't been able to put his life back together. Because when it gets tough and when it gets hard, he's ready to run away. There was no way I was going to let Chris down.
When Chris and Shannan left the gym, everyone just got up and got on the machines because we can't afford not to train.
I can't even defend him today because I don't train with Chris. Because he goes outside and does the running and I go upstairs.
I was out there walking until 6:15. I had not seen it.
At the start of the week, Chris was asked to get up 5 minutes before Wayne every single day and do just as much as him.
What's your mission this week?
Push myself to my limits.
To beat Wayne, no matter what. If he's up early, you're up early.
Chris told Shannan at the start of last trance training that he hadn't done that. This is not going to be good.
What do you think I've given Project Chris this week? Huh? You think I want to send you back to where you came from?
I looked at it, you've got the wrong impression of me.
I think you've got a wrong impression of yourself, buddy. Because you're not doing what it takes. You're doing what Chris thinks is enough. You're angry at me and you think I've got the wrong impression of you? Come on, mate. Because I'm addressing the issues as they are and they're real. And I don't pretend I don't give you charity. I pat you on the back when you earn it, and when you earn it, it feels bloody good.
He made me realise I've been trying to silence those demons all week, and then I've just left a training session and got super annoyed with a bloke that's really trying to help me.
I've got to go back and train this group, mate. This is our last chance training. I'd love you to be there. I left Chris with two choices. At the end of the day, it's time for him to be his own man. As I turned around and walked back to the gym, I couldn't believe it. Chris ran past me.
All I wanted to do was get training underway. Let the other guys get their last chance in before weighing.
All right, ready, set, go. I had a brand new treadmill drill set up for the people that were fit to run. The contestants are used to doing intervals, but not like this. This is a 4-minute rolling interval. Each treadmill gets harder until you get to the point you just can't keep up. Show me what you got for last chance training.
The treadmill training is probably the closest I've ever come to puke in training. Like, it was so intense and there was no respite in it. There was no break.
This is last chance training. 10 grams, 20 grams, half a kilo. Who knows what it's going to come down to? One thing's for sure, we've got to be ready. Even though 3 of my training group had injuries, they weren't going to miss this session. Well done, make the most of it.
We don't want any of our training group to be under that yellow line because we have the minority in numbers. And the chances are if one of our training group's under, then one of us is going to go home.
These guys here are getting harder and harder. Show me the fighting spirit. Wayne is fit, Wayne is focused, Wayne is determined to prove to everybody just what a threat he is in this competition. Guts and determination, Wayne. That's what got you across the line in the 10K. 2, well done. Wayne finished at 17 kilometres an hour.
After I finished on the treadmills, I was exhausted. I was hoping that maybe it's all over, but
With your partners now. We're going to do a circuit.
I thought, here we go. I'm about to get flogged.
If you stay above the yellow line, I promise you this, next week is even better. 30 seconds, Phoebe. Girls, go, last one.
This week's been really different not having Jenny.
Set, go.
This week's the time for me to show that I can step up, I'm doing the work. I want this really bad.
Go, Phoebe, quick, up and go. Up and go, good.
Phoebe's impressed me as a partner from day one. I certainly work hard at last year's training, but Phoebe's not far behind me.
10 seconds, Phoebe. 3, 2. Oh, well done. Stop. My entire training group had done so well this week. They've been brave, they've been determined, they've battled through injuries. I can't wait to see them all here next week. Let's go and get cleaned up. Chris, stay here for a minute. You guys go. Me and Chris are going to have a chat. At the end of the training session, it was time for some one-on-one time with Chris. So this is a good chance, mate, to clear your head. There's obviously a lot of anger in there. Chris has got an incredible amount of anger that's just eating him up, and it's going to ruin his chance of losing weight if it stays that way.
You build a life around, I guess, your income.
How does that make you feel when they took it off you?
Pissed off.
How does that make you feel when they took it off you?
Pissed off.
How? It wasn't about Chris getting into the ring and just bashing me. It was about Chris taking all that mental anguish and then just releasing it physically. And what did you give him?
Everything!
Come on. What do you got? That's it. Let it out. Let it out. Go. Who took your job off you? Who took your job? What are you going to do to get it back? What are you going to do?
Right.
Come on. Show me with your fist. That's a boy. How are you going to get your job back? Huh? How? How are you going to get your job back? Fight for it. Fight for it. Go. Go. Show me. Fight for your job, Chris. Fight for your girl. Good boy.
I never realised how much anger I was storing up, how much hatred to the world that I had.
What are you going to do about it now? Huh?
I'm going to fight.
For what?
Me.
For your life?
For Wyatt.
It definitely felt good just letting it all out.
No? We've had a massive turnaround today. There's no reason that he can't reclaim the happy place that he remembers himself being at. This is not something I do with everyone. The anger stays here. What happened between you and I before stays here, and it's a clean slate. Don't let me down.
It's time to weigh in.
Has all the hard work paid off? The weigh-in is next.
Walking into weigh-in, it's a really tough place to be. There are fewer couples now, and that makes life so much more difficult. We're fighting for our lives at the moment.
All you need to do is have a bad week and you can be below that yellow line. Everyone's pushing themselves to the extreme. It can be anyone's ballgame.
I was definitely hoping, along with a lot of the other members of the firm, that it would be Jana and Lisa and Chris and Shannon below the line.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Welcome to the weigh-in. There's no doubt that this competition gets tougher by the week. The stakes get higher and the pressure grows, but so do your accomplishments. It's now up to the scales to determine who finishes above and who finishes below the yellow line. By the end of this weigh-in, 2 couples will be facing elimination. Once again, it's make or break time. Everything that you've been working hard for is about to be put on the line. Contestants, it's time to weigh in. First couple to weigh in today will be Dana and Caitlin. Earlier this week, you won the Brains versus Brawn Challenge, winning immunity for the second week in a row. So now, no matter what results you record here today, you cannot be eliminated. Caitlin and Dana, please step up.
Okay, girls. Let's go, girls.
Walking up onto the scales with Caitlin, I was a bit concerned about what number I would pull. I have been experimenting with my diet, so I was interested to see how that would affect my weight.
Caitlin, last week you weighed 153.5 kilos. Dana, you weighed 89.1 kilos. Your current weight is...
Ouch.
Thank God we have immunity.
Dana and Caitlin, together, you've lost a total of 3.3 kilos.
Oh, God.
That gives you a total weight loss percentage of 1.36%.
Well.
Dana, 400 grams. What are you thinking?
It's a bit shocking, actually. I don't even know what to say, really. I wasn't expecting to get a big number because I have been trying out different things and adding foods into my diet and being a bit more relaxed with my exercise. But I was thinking maybe 1 or 2 or 3 kilos, not 400 grams.
So the experimenting maybe went a little bit awry?
Yeah, I really need to just bring it back again and to stick to what I was doing before.
Caitlin, 2.9 kilos. Is that what you were expecting?
600 grams would have been a little bit better to tip it over, but no, I'm still happy with 2.9.
Thanks, girls. You can now step down.
Our combined weight loss was really devastating in a way. Even though we did have immunity, we still wanted to lose some good weight. But I guess everything happens for a reason, and the next week we will lose bigger numbers and hopefully ensure another week here at Camp Biggest Loser.
Next to step up onto the scales, the green machine. Rick and Joe, come on up.
You got him this week, Joey.
Trying to beat my twin brother keeps me going in this competition, and he's the same.
I wasn't sure if Joe was going to get me or not this week. You know, he's trained hard and he weighs more than me now, so he can lose bigger numbers.
Rick, last week you weighed 142.9 kilos. Joe, you weighed 154.5 kilos. Your current weight is...
Hey.
Oh.
For the first time to get up on the scales and actually beat Rick, it was a pretty good feeling.
Rick and Joe, together, you've lost a total of 11.3 kilos. That gives you a total weight loss percentage of 3.80%. Nice job, guys, and it puts you in a first place. Rick, Joe's pipped you at the post this week. Are you going to have to step up your game a bit now?
Yeah, he's got me on numbers, but you know, I'm pretty good with maths and I got him percentage pretty well.
Rick, do you think you and Joe are the ones to watch in this competition?
Joe seems to think so. Yeah, we're both losing good weight and we're both physically strong, so... Yeah.
Alpha males, Hayley.
Thanks, guys. You can now step down.
When you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. My goal weight's 95 kilo. I want to be here until the end, and I think I'll get to 95 kilo.
The next couple to face the scales, Wayne and Phoebe.
This week I'm feeling just as anxious as any other week. But I know I've got a strong partner in Wayne, so I was trying not to think about going under the yellow line because you can't help it anymore. Like once you're there on weigh-in day, that's it. You can't do anything else. So you've just got to go in there and try and be positive.
Come on up, guys.
Good luck, guys. Go the Ginger Ninja. Go on, Wayno.
See you, Wayno.
You don't know how the weight's going to fall off you. I'd worked out at this stage of the competition it was getting tougher for me to lose weight. It's just a matter of getting up there and seeing whether the scales told the story. I had no idea.
Phoebe, last week you weighed 101.2 kilos. Wayne, you weighed 130.3 kilos. Your current weight is... Phoebe, last week you weighed 101.2 kilos. Wayne, you weighed 130.3 kilos. Your current weight is...
Yes.
Wayne and Phoebe, together, you've lost a total of 10.1 kilos. That gives you a total weight loss percentage of 4.36% and puts you into first place. Congratulations, guys. Wayne, you've nearly lost 40 kilos from the time that you first arrived here. You're a weight loss machine. Can you feel it and see it?
I hadn't felt this good for so many years, and I mean, especially in the 10K where I was able to go out probably as quick as I possibly could and try to hold on. It was just the best feeling, you know, and I suppose it's just that thing where you're 43 years of age and you wonder whether you can get back to that feeling of being 20 to 25 again. Well, probably in the last week or so I've started to feel that way. I just look forward to going week by week now and seeing how far we can go.
Phoebe, 3.8 kilos, and you cannot wipe the smile off your face. It's probably ridiculous I ask you how you feel, but how do you feel?
I am delighted. Wayne's been a really, really good partner to have this week, and everybody else has really pulled together for me, so it feels really, really good.
And under 100 kilos, can you believe it?
It feels very surreal. It feels, you know, I'm not defined by 116 anymore. I'm not defined by being over 100 kilos.
In the past, how much has your weight affected your self-esteem?
Weight affects your self-esteem every day. And it was, you know, made me feel so self-conscious all the time. All I could do was think about it. I was just a really unhappy person, you know? I'd wake up in the morning and not be happy, and now I can wake up and be like, you know, it's a pretty good day. I'm in this amazing place and I get to train with the Waratahs, or I get to meet Matt Shervington today, or, you know, whatever it is, it's bright, it's happy.
Thanks, guys. You can step down.
I came into the house in a bad place, and now I know what I want and I'm gonna get it. I wanna be thin, I wanna be happy, I wanna be healthy. I'm gonna get there.
Next up, Elise and Tennille.
My stomach just did somersaults. I just had this sinking feeling. I just looked at Elise and I thought, well, we've done what we can. Let's see how we go.
Elise, last week you weighed 90.1 kilos. Tennille, you weighed 81.1 kilos. Your current weight is... Elise and Tennille, together you've lost a total of 4.8 kilos. That gives you a total weight loss percentage of 2.80% and puts you into third place. Elise, 2.4 kilos, how do you feel?
I'm happy with it because it's a loss.
But I struggled this week with burning calories. My heart rate's just not getting up no matter what I do. So even though I knew I wasn't losing that much weight, there was nothing I could do about it.
Janelle, why is it so hard for you to be happy right now?
The hard thing is that I just think it mightn't be enough. I think there's a real potential we could be going home. And I don't know, I've got mixed emotions about that because I'd love to see my family and friends. You know, I'd be lying if I didn't say there's days where I just want to go home and just want to give up on it, I guess. Like, you miss your family and your friends so much and you just want to go back to that safety net. But at the same time, I know we really need to still be here. You know, 78 kilos, I know a lot of people here would dream to get to that number. You know, and it is a good number to be at, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel that.
Thanks, girls. You can step down.
Worst case scenario for us today would be to go below the yellow line with someone else in the firm and having the lowest percentage. That would mean, to the firm rules, we'd be voted out.
Next to weigh in will be Shannan and Chris.
Let's go, boys.
The last 2 weeks being below the yellow line was absolutely horrible. To end up there again, it'd almost be like, I'm just going to pull up flags now, leave camp. It'd destroy me and Shannan because we've put in so much effort.
Shannan and Chris, in order to beat Rick and Joe and stay safe for another week, you have to lose at least 11.4 kilos.
I was nervous. Last week, we had to lose 11.2 and just missed out. This week, we had to lose 11.4. We're in major risk of going home. I had to pull a good number. Big Shan's been injured, though me being the fittest one of the two, I had to pull a good number.
Chris, last week you weighed 112.2 kilos. Shannan, you weighed 187.3 kilos. Your current weight is...
Yes! Thank you, not under that yellow line.
Chris and Shannan, together you've lost a total of 11.5 kilos. That gives you a total weight loss percentage of 3.84% and puts you into second place.
Yes.
Nice job.
Thanks, Hayley.
We'd beaten Rick and Joe, the alpha dogs of this competition, by 100 grams. There is no sweeter moment. I continually tell everybody here that I'm going to prove to you that, you know, I do deserve to be here. And finally we've done that. You know, we've gone from being under the yellow line to being second on the leaderboard. And every kilo lost there is, you know, brings me closer to walking down the aisle with my fiancée.
Chris, 5 kilos, you look very happy. How do you feel?
It's great. I've trained harder this week than any time since we've been here. I feel as though that I've woken up. It's like I've been in a massive slumber and now I'm finally starting to wake up.
Thank you, boys. You can step down.
Since being here at Camp Biggest Loser, it's made me learn that I can build myself back up. It's made me remember who I was and what I used to do. And I'm looking forward to being able to go home to the missus and say, I'm back.
When Shannan and Chris weighed in and they had fantastic numbers, I was really proud for them. But at the same time, I was really worried that yellow line was getting closer.
Oh, this isn't looking so good for the firm. But seeing as I'm very late into the firm, I'm sort of half in my mind. I was like, yay, Shannan. And then I was like, ooh, firm. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Next to weigh in, David and Phil.
Good luck, guys.
It was our turn to get up on the scales, and for the first 3 weeks, we both had good numbers.
What about that one?
I think we ran first, second and second. At this point in time, I was feeling pretty confident that we're going to be right up there again.
David and Phil, to beat Rick and Joe and to secure yourselves another week at Camp Biggest Loser, you need to lose at least 9.8 kilos.
I think Phil and I looked at each other and thought, piece of cake.
Good luck, Phil.
Good luck, Dave. Good luck,
Go on,
Phil.
boys.
Good luck, Dave.
Dave and Phil were the couple that you put in the bank each week as being safe. I knew they'd done the yards. They were the two that I'm expecting to lose a fair bit of weight.
Phil, last week you weighed 123.3 kilos. David, you weighed 134.0 kilos. Your current weight is...
To be safe for next week, we'd have to lose 9.8 kilos, and I think Phil and I looked at each other and thought, piece of cake.
Phil, last week you weighed 123.3 kilos. David, you weighed 134.0 kilos. Your current weight is...
I really couldn't believe what I saw. I thought, no, hang on, it's still got to click over again. That's not enough.
We got hit by a bomb. Looked at our figures and we were just, shattered.
Phil and David together, you've lost a total of 8.4 kilos. That gives you a total weight loss percentage of 3.26%. Caitlin and Dana, because you have immunity this week, Elise and Tennille, you now fall below the yellow line and will be facing elimination. Phil and David, you are dangerously close to falling below the yellow line.
God, we've had a shocker here and we are in serious trouble.
Phil, how much do you still need to be here?
Oh, look, like everyone else, Hayley, I definitely need to be here, for a fair way yet. I think what I want to change is probably have some more confidence in myself and try and lead from example.
Since you've been here, do you feel like you've confronted all your demons?
That's a good question, Hayley. Yes and no, I think. I've tried to be pretty open and honest and, I'm not a overly confident person within myself. I like to have a joke around and all that. That's just me, and try and be happy most days when you wake up, But the hardest thing for me was probably as a little boy. I just got into a tough position between the ages 7 and 10. I got bullied pretty badly. I got kicked, I got punched, I got bashed, I got teased for 4 years probably. That's where all my confidence was shattered as a little boy. When a little kid's spirit is broken, it's so hard to get it back, And all it stemmed from was because I got pushed in a pool when I was 7 years old, 11 foot of water, and nearly drowned. Ever since, these kids, they saw the weakness in me there, and I paid for it right through.
Going back to that day, I went home via the back oval, and these 6 boys were sort of waiting for me. They must have known I was staying back. And 3 of them from the front, 3 of them from the back got me down and, hit me across the back with a stick and then just started laying into me with their boots. So, I covered myself up as good as I could. And, but I got kicks in the head and Just remember the eye just bleeding. I had blood coming out. It all closed up and just limped away and up the street, got out into the open. And a lady pulled up in a car and said, "Are you all right?" And she said, "I'll call the ambulance." So the ambulance come and took me to the hospital. I got kicked in the head that hard into my left eye that it affected my eyesight. I've always worn glasses ever since. Never did anything to him. Never. All I did was I couldn't swim. I got thrown into a pool.
How has that bullying in that period of time affected you now as a grown-up?
You know, they were the cards I was dealt, and I can accept it, and I've just had to try and battle away the best I can through life, you know. But I tell you, a lot of kids watch this show, and you listen to what I have to say, please, kids. Any of you bullies out there, you know, I don't think you realise what you're doing, because the kicking, the teasing, the punching of these young kids, when they've done really nothing wrong, breaks a child's spirit. And once you break a kid's spirit, they're never going to get it back. Please, listen to me and think what you're doing. You know, befriend these kids, protect them. They're weaker, you know. Who knows, you might make a friend about it one day, you know, a good friend. So look, you'll regret it for the rest of your life if you tease and punch these kids, because they don't deserve it. And why? Why do you do it? Because he couldn't run very fast, or he couldn't swim, or she wore cheap clothes, or she has pimples. You know, please, kids, think about it, please.
Good on you, Filthy.
Never really realised the bullying had so much effect on me. Whilst I'm happy-go-lucky and a joker, courage is something I've always lacked a bit of, but I really need to grab courage, and I hope I can find it here and keep it.
We have just one more couple to weigh in, Lisa and Jana. To stay above the yellow line and guarantee yourselves another week in the competition, you have to lose at least 6.8 kilos. If you can do that, you will push David and Phil below the yellow line, and they will be facing elimination. Lisa, do you think you and Jana have done enough to stay above the yellow line this week?
You just don't know, Hayley. I've had a really hard week with injuries, but Jana's busted her gut, so we'll just see. I was really scared. I think I was trembling before I even left the podium to walk up there. I just felt horrid.
Lisa and Jana, it's time to weigh in.
The Firm Alliance's mission was to get to the halfway mark and have all our members intact. Obviously, to do that, we needed a couple from outside the Alliance to fall below. So when Lisa and Jana went up, I was hoping they would fall with Elise and Tennille. Easy vote for us, Lisa and Jana would be going home.
Lisa and Jana, to stay above the yellow line, you have to lose at least 6.8 kilos. Lisa, last week you weighed 104.3 kilos. Jana, you weighed 103.3 kilos. Your current weight is... Lisa and Jana, together, you've lost a total of 7.6 kilos. That gives you a total weight loss percentage of 3.66%, and it puts you into 4th place. Well done, girls.
Obviously, we've got the worst possible scenario here. 2 of the Firm Alliance are going to the yellow line. But Jana and Lisa, I knew they'd done the yards. You've got to reward them for it.
Lisa, I think it's safe to say you're pretty happy with that result?
I just registered that I actually lost 4.
Oh my God. I've got a new best friend in the house and it's a bike.
Jana, 3.6 kilos, and you're under that 100 kilo mark.
Kind of the 100 was like the ceiling. You know, it's really hard to ever get under that. You know, like I've done the diets before and you lose a bit and then you put it on, lose a bit. And, you know, to actually be under it, it just feels like it's a whole different ballgame now.
Thanks, ladies. You can step down. Wayne and Phoebe, congratulations. You are this week's biggest losers. You've only been together for 1 week and already you're proving yourselves to be a red-hot combination. Wayne, a special congratulations to you. For the 2nd week running, you are the biggest loser of the week. But unfortunately, the news is not all good. 2 couples have found themselves below the yellow line for the very first time. Elise and Tennille, David and Phil, over the last 4 weeks, you've been solid performers at the weigh-in. It appears your fortunes have taken a turn for the worse. And now your fate rests in the hands of your fellow contestants. You've all got a very big decision to make, so good luck, and I'll see you at elimination.
This week is the first time the firm alliance has been under any real pressure. We've got 2 members of the firm below the yellow line for the first time. We are in serious trouble.
This week is going to be a tough elimination. We've made a promise to both Tennille and Elise and Phil and Dave and the firm, so we don't know who we're going to vote for.